Make sure to talk highly about the game. I don't want it to get a bad rep.
I mean, I don't have much of a choice. You got me cuffed with not cardboard.
Don't sass me, boy. Just review the game.
Paper Mario the Origami King is my favorite Paper Mario game.
Now, I'm totally not being held captive. I truly love this game. If I were being held captive, could I do this? The answer is yes. But Paper Mario and the Origami King is the pinnacle of Paper Mario games. Let's start with the opening. A nice trip with your green Luigi to a festival of origami or whatever. They end up in a deserted town wondering where the heck everyone went. Surely they aren't being held captive. I mean, I wouldn't know what that feels like. Just look at me. They end up in Peach's castle only for her to crawl out looking all 3D with them triangle tits. She asks you some questions in a very creepy manner and then you're in a pit. Nice. Some tourists get fucking murked and then you use your lanky arms to peel off a wall to find this character, Olivia. She's our companion for this game. But unlike the companions in the other two games, she's not an asshole.
Wow, what a change of pace. Thank God our companion isn't an ass.
Oh, I'm glad you like Olivia.
So they get out of the pit.
We see that Bowser's a wallet and we pull him down. We find an escape to the top of the castle where we meet Ollie, the one behind the folding. He starts wrapping streamers around the castle and we get this very sexy cutscene. Like seriously, this is so cool. Never before have we seen Mario have this kind of suspense to it. Also, Luigi seems to be dead and Mario's just like whatever. We crash in the forest and our goal is set. We need to take back the castle.
Honestly, not a bad setup. I like the fact that Bowser isn't the villain this time around, and Peach, while she is captured, she's more brainwashed rather than sitting in a cage doing nothing. I honestly like what we have here and how quickly things started up.
Wow, that seemed so genuine.
Hey, good writing is good writing, and so far the game presents itself in a good light.
Well, what about the game mechanics?
The game mechanics. Well...
It's really not that different from the first two games in terms of exploration, but battling has been improved immensely. This ring turn-based battle system offers so much strategy, maybe even more so than the first two games. No longer do you need a card or a sticker. You'll always have your boots and hammer, and you can even buy upgraded weapons. These upgrades, however, can break on you, so you need to be able to coordinate when's the right time to use them. When you line up enemies the right way, you'll also get an attack boost and have the chance to eliminate all enemies in one go. I really like this idea. It gets the player to really try and think about these configurations. The more you get a perfect lineup, the better you're getting at the game, and I think that's good game design.
The boss fights are different, however.
Instead of lining up enemies, you need to guide Mario to the boss. Each boss will also try to mess with the panels, destroying some of them, making them unusable. It's in these battles you can also use your lanky arms to use a boss's advantage against them. It's a really cool concept, but these bosses are just everyday items, and they are very different from the normal battles.
Are those criticisms I hear?
No, just observations. I'm allowed to make those, right?
I guess.
Yeah, okay, yeah, But the game does implement something that hasn't been in the series for 13 years.
It's partners! Yeah! This is something that would have benefited the other games because partners add unique stories and characters that can make you feel like you're not actually alone on your adventure. My favorite part about each game was seeing all your partners at the end. These are all your friends and how you met them along your journey. It's a good concept and I can't believe they actually got rid of it in the last two games. So with the first two games having interesting and fun partners, this game must have followed suit. Okay, we got a Bob-omb named Bob-omb. Okay, there's also this Toad, who's a professor. That's something, I think. The Bob-omb doesn't really do anything outside of battle. The Toad can dig in sand. That's something, I guess.
You know, my great-grandbrother once said, Tom, never judge a book by its cover. He said that right before he spat on a book he never read, but you know what? Those are still words that have meaning.
Let's see how they fare in battle. So, Mario's turn. We get to fight, and, he's right there, and he couldn't fight? Oh, wait, now he does fight, but I didn't get to choose his, attack. Well, maybe it's a thing I get after I level up with some experience points.
Oh, there are none at all.
Is there a problem?
Well, just a very small problem, actually. You see, this game!
Bad game design! Such bad game design! You were so f***ing close, but you ruined it! You f***ed it up! Why is this bad? Well, with no experience points, there is absolutely zero reason to fight enemies. There is no progression at all. When you fight enemies, it's a pace breaker. You're breaking the pacing of your game by doing this. You don't progress in the story, nor do you progress in a character with stats or anything, so why are they turn-based? What's really insulting is that when you get more powerful, you can just jump on them, and they die with no battle or fight. You can just jump on them! Oh! Okay!
Why wasn't it like this the whole time?
There is no benefit to this at all. Yeah, you get coins, but you know where you can also get coins? Everywhere else. You fill in a hole, you get coins. You find a block, you get coins. You see coins, you get coins. There is no way you cannot get coins in this game. Nathaniel, I dare you. So if there's zero reason to fight enemies, why fight them? It's not like they will prepare me for the boss fights because the boss fights are completely different. How did this happen? How is this approved? Why is that like the way it is? They are both really good and fine, but the only thing that is really comparable about these two battle mechanics is the fact that you rotate rings. That's the only fucking thing that's the same!
Okay, but this is the same problem that's been in the game since Sticker Star, you know? Surely everything else is fine, it's perfect. Surely there can't be any more problems.
Olivia, oh Olivia, sweet little Olivia, folding origami Olivia. She's so much more annoying than Navi, so much more than Fee even. She holds your tiny little paper thin hand until it crumples and wrinkles to the point of no return. She's very bubbly and cares too much. It's like if you took the older companions and made them opposite and even more unlikable. Maybe I'm an ass, but every time Olivia chimes in, it's not insightful or cute, it's a bit annoying. It's the way she's written. As a supporting character, she is like too much. Way too much. All I do when she's on screen is just this, because she's never really saying anything noteworthy.
Speaking of nothing noteworthy, confetti! God, how I wish this wasn't in the game.
Confetti didn't have to exist, and honestly, if it didn't, it wouldn't make any difference. You can confetti to fix holes in the world, and while it sounds cool and fun, it's no different than the paint and color splash. And boy oh boy, how not fun that is. It's another base breaker for me, as my OCD ass has to fill in all these holes, and oh looky, it's a part of a completion bonus. Yay! I don't even want to die right now. This game seems to be very completion heavy, so there's probably an award for doing everything, but f me if I'm gonna find out what that is. There are statues to collect and toads to save, and while most of the time they're just on your general path, there is still so much to find. If you're into this kind of stuff, more power to you. I don't think the collectathon stuff is bad, but holy shit is the confetti annoying.
Oh, but let's not forget about the plot though.
I can praise the opening, but I can't praise the overall plot. This is a very simple plot, one that is very boring. I don't know, I feel like that there's no real stakes to the story, as nobody is taking it seriously at all. That opening and the trailer would tell you otherwise, but just the lack of emotion and fear makes this really hard to take as a big threat. Side note, what the fuck happened to Luigi? He's just flat out stupid in this game. He's like the fuck up that keeps fucking up. And that's just ruining his character. Luigi is a coward, yes, but he's not stupid. He's not dull. You practically made him into Mater. You know, Mater from the Cars series? He literally gives off those kind of vibes, and it's sickening. Like, how do you fuck up Luigi? How do you fuck up Luigi? He's green, for crying out loud!
Lastly, I want to talk about the interview with the dev. Now, I'm not going to be mean in this moment. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to curse him out or anything. In fact, I'll break character for this moment, because I seriously want to talk about this. I don't genuinely hate the man, but there is stuff I want to talk about here.
This interview was a great telling on how the game development went. It's a nice look into the thought process of the game. I highly recommend checking it out, as I'm only going to highlight a few key things here. My understanding is that if we want to give players these positive surprises, we can't do exactly the same thing that has been done before. As soon as that idea popped into my head, I knew we were going to be able to create a Paper Mario game unlike any that came before. I would argue that you haven't created something entirely new. Is it a new game? Yes, but were there ideas reused and given a fresh new coat of paint? Yes. Elements from both Sticker Star and Color Splash are used here, and while some have major improvements, others are still the exact same. Filling in holes with confetti is no different from hitting empty paint slots in Color Splash. Attacks still have the same flashy hit commands, and again, there's an abundance of coins as you can find them all in the overworld, and it's your only reward for battling enemies. While attacking has been revamped, it has the same amount of usefulness as in the other games. You are still given a companion that allows you to do a move you can't do without them. Essentially, Paper Mario Origami Maserati uses the same flawed formula as the other two games, and while things were improved and the progression feels way more prevalent, it ends up feeling the same as Color Splash in my opinion. In Super Paper Mario, the elaborate story led the game away from the Mario universe, so since Paper Mario Sticker Star, I refrained from using stories that are too complicated. Isn't that the point of Paper Mario though? To get away from the Mario universe? The only game in the series before Sticker Star that was held in the Mushroom Kingdom was the first game, and even there were differences that made it feel like it was its own little Mario universe. Taking this beloved character and placing him elsewhere offers new and interesting ideas. We get to see this character out of his element and familiarity, which creates more of a connection with the player as they feel the same way. The main Mario titles have been taking place in Mario's universe, and game after game with the same visual aspects and themes, this often gets to feel a little bit redundant. That's why these RPG games offer a great palate cleanser, as it's still Mario, but in a new interesting environment. So when we head back to the Mushroom Kingdom, it doesn't feel so redundant and, well, boring. Since Paper Mario Sticker Star, it's no longer possible to modify Mario characters or create original characters that touch upon the Mario universe. That means that if we aren't using Mario characters for bosses, we need to create original characters with designs that don't involve the Mario universe at all, like we done with Ollie and the stationary bosses. This is a half-true statement, because I hate to burst the bubble, but there are characters in this game that are original characters that are modified Mario characters. Your partners are a big contradiction to this statement, as they all have their own personalities and differ from the mainline characters. While the personality in these characters are minimum, they are still there. They still have names. They are characters that are modified Mario characters. But let's say that they're not. Why can't you create new characters from Mario characters? This is brought up a lot, but never explained why. We might honestly never get this explanation because it might not be one that holds a lot of validity, but this is still just a bad rule. One of the best Mario characters was a modified Bob-omb. He was interesting and it was nice to learn a bit of his backstory. It's a shining example of how you can expand the Mario universe with interesting characters that don't feel like they don't belong. Unlike the newer companions. They are original characters, but they feel so out of place in this world. I don't get how this is okay, but this isn't. It really doesn't make a lot of sense.
So after that, would I call this game good? I don't know.
I am clearly in the minority with this one, as the game has been getting a lot of praise, but my problems don't come from how the older games were better. Trust me, it isn't. My problem comes more from trying to fix a formula that is flawed to death and back. Bad game design is bad game design, and when one thing is so prevalent throughout your adventure, it goes from a small issue to a bigger one. This goes for both battles and the confetti gimmick, heck, even the partners in the game. They are all essentially useless, but they didn't have to be. Minor tweaks to each of these concepts would have made a big difference in the long run. The battles are the most offensive, because while they are fun, they do not prepare you for anything, nor do you get a worthy reward. Why is this beautiful system just going to waste? Why do these partners not do anything? Why am I throwing confetti around? The pacing of the game is all over the place too, like the beginning had great pacing, but then it just slowly gets worse and worse, more slow and unnecessary, and the ideas that are cool are hurt by this factor. While I do think this game is bogged down by these things, that doesn't mean that there aren't good aspects of it. I like the open world exploration design. I like the writing of the game. I love the cinematic presentation. I love the musical numbers you get throughout the game, and honestly, this is the best looking game on the Switch. I do think that it's the best of the Sticker Star trilogy, but I don't think it's really a good game.
And I know people are gonna say it gets better when you get to that one point in the game, it finally gets good, but there shouldn't be a finally. It shouldn't take me 10 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour for the game to get good. It should just be good in the beginning and stay good all throughout. And I'm not saying it has to be perfect. A game can have flaws and still be good, but for me, this game has so many flaws that are just in your face, it doesn't make it good. It just doesn't. And you can like the game. You can think the game is good. That is your opinion, and you're entitled to that. I'm not saying you're wrong if you like the game. It's just me. I gave my reasons as to why I don't like this game and why I think it's a bad one. That's just me. I know I'm in the minority. I'm not in the majority. And for me, while there are things that work in this game, just because it works doesn't mean it's a good game. I know Scott the Waz said that, but it's honestly the best way I can describe how I feel about the game. I'm at a point right now where I'm not even sad that Paper Mario is getting mutilated to the point it is. I'm just done. I think it's time for me to let go of Paper Mario. Look, it's not me. It's definitely you. I gave you time and time again to improve and become something better. I don't even want a game like the older titles. I just want a good game that has less flaws, and I don't want those flaws to stick out to the point of ruining my enjoyment. I know I said I'd never let you go, but I think I hate you now and I'd rather see you drown. Okay, bye. Yeah, he dragged me in with him.